I'm just monitoring, keeping my eye close on the sitch.
And you should be able to hear me now.
Okay.
Brendan, talk a moment. See if
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, hello. And let me unmute the game.
Yep, there we go.
Well, that's true. And I'm glad we can hear Gex. Because it wouldn't be the same stream without him. Chat, did you just hear a guard go, "We've got suspicious activity in this sector"? Like, did we hear that? I sure hope you did.
Oh, I'll bring up chat. Hang on.
Well, if I turn on desktop audio, then maybe they'll hear it. Okay. Chat, can you hear the game? Can you hear me? Can you hear Brendan? Are we in business? Both of us sound good. That's good. Did you just hear a guard go, "Police advised. Suspect subscription"?
No, Gex on stream. It's a disaster.
Oh, lordy. Oh,
We need
lordy
Gex.
Lou, it's a disaster. But I know how to fix it.
Oh, no game audio either.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Okay.
We got someone to fix that.
So you cannot hear the game audio currently. Like currently right now, Reese. Game audio is here now. Okay, cool. Cool. It's just Reese is on something of a delay. Yeah, so compared to might have just been a little quiet. Okay, cool. Let's go tail time one more time.
Yeah, this place has all the warmth of a Dick Clark special.
Accurate. Did you hear him? Did you hear Gex that time? And was he echoing at all? My two riddles for thee.
Was he geckoing?
Very good. Very good. Reese, I'm waiting for your response. I've got a serious stream delay happening here. Oh, right. The stream in general. I thought you meant like audio or something like that. Just be like, not another problem. Oh, no.
You got a couple problems.
I may have said this before on the stream. It seems like if I'm not... Okay, alright, Reese. Gex sounds good. That's what I wanted to hear. Okay. So, with all that established, let me just hot drop us in. Welcome to X and Y. Or should we go with Gex and Y one of these days? I think we have to. We've been talking... Dax and Y?
Oh, Dax and Y. That's better than Jackson Y.
Yeah.
Dax and Y.
Yeah, so I'm DB, this is Brendan, and we are playing Jak II, like we've been doing almost every Thursday.
Yesterday, last week was the first time I missed it. Sorry, everyone. I was very sick.
Let me know also how, like, I just boosted Brendan just a little bit, so let me know, like, if he's overpowering anything. Jak X Combat Racing away. Nice. Yeah, look. Chat, absolutely rinse me in the chat if, like, there's any kind of audio issues coming from here on out, because we just spent, like, 5 minutes futzing around trying to create the best balance for you, the viewer. Now, not only are we playing Jak II tonight, but we're going to play it tomorrow night. Just because normally you would watch Yu-Gi-Oh with Bianca, but Bianca's not available, so the Yu-Gi-Oh riffs will have to just happen another time. And in the meantime,
I'm going to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh still.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can anytime. I'm just saying, like, in response to the show as it is happening in front of you. Sadly, that will have to wait. That particular amazing context. But we're going to pull a double shift to Jak II, and I really, there's like a particular point in the game that I really want to hit at the very least. So to that end, we're going to go for a little longer than usual, like 2 hours instead of an hour and a half. And I'm going to just forego all the side missions because, I mean, like we've seen a good variety of types so far, and there's nothing to report. That guard just put it in perfect phrasing. There's just nothing more to report there. Look, I might play through them off stream, and if I go, oh shit, that one's really good, I should play that for Brendan, then I will. But yeah. Now, given that it's been a while, Brendan, you've probably forgotten a fair bit of stuff, and that's fair enough, because not only are we playing it weeks apart, but I've told you not to Google anything, just because it's particularly easy to stumble upon spoilers for this game in particular. So why don't I just accept this first mission, and then I'll like run you through like the big things that happened last time, which are very present in my mind because I am a little obsessed with this game.
Years ago, when I was
You remember who this guy is, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
Yep. I don't remember that much, but that's okay.
Okay. The
Remember him?
I need the local museum to borrow a famous statue of Ma, the founder of Haven City.
Oh, Lord.
The statue held the ruby key to the city, an artifact of surpassing beauty, and of course, priceless worth, eh?
Oh, I just love art.
While smuggling
Yes, Reese, it is.
statue
Yeah, I remember that.
a group
I remember we realized who
of
the heir to the throne is, or whatever.
5 of my best men were swept away.
That's terrible.
Yes, a tragic loss. I've missed that statue ever since. The sewers have been so full of water and metalheads.
Oh my gosh. Go down to the sewers.
And retrieve the artifact.
Oh my god.
But you're special.
We've done that already once. And Daxter made a big deal, like, let me guess, it smells like shit, and we gotta, smells worse than your tidy whities? Sorry, I
Good that you
overpowered
get to-
him being Hannibal Lecter there.
Drain the sewers.
That's fine.
Find that statue at the bottom. Bring back the ruby key artifact. And it will open up doors beyond our wildest dreams, eh?
Great. More mucking in the mud. I hate to burst your bathtub bubbles, baby, but that ain't just mud down there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you wish it was mud, mate.
Well, you're a regular Daxter, aren't you, Brendan?
Yeah, we're very similar.
Peas in a pod, you two.
Love-
So, in my
Love the
mind,
Hannibal.
there are 4 major things that we stumbled across in the last session, which anyone watching the VOD will it'll be fresh in their minds, but we got to refresh ourselves so we can be kind of relevant in this moment. First of all, this is the future. This place we have gone to, it's not some other world or other planet.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
remember now. Yeah.
we had it confirmed very blatantly that this is the far future and the same world as Jak I. You did give the game a lot of credit and contemplate whether Jak really did know what he was saying, and maybe actually they went to the past and there's something more complicated going on, but I shut that down pretty quickly. No, it was them telling their audience of ages 8 and up that no, this is the future. Write it down, please.
Yeah.
The other big thing, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I remember the Green Sage was there, and he doesn't remember us, but he seems younger.
Yes,
Maybe he's
and then-
aging in reverse because he's a Green Sage. He's like a Benjamin Button type.
Yeah, I was about to say Benjamin Button. Yeah.
Mm.
Game is
I
a
mean,
little
I
quiet
was-
also.
yeah.
Well, you know what, Reese? I can just fix that quite easily.
Let's crank that,
Yeah,
Soldier Boy.
let's absolutely crank that. So let's show the sidebar here. And just crank the entire thing up. Maybe like 10. Yeah. Why don't we do that? Okay. Okay. And that I may have overdone it just a smidge. So let me just fix that again for myself. Sorry, I'm learning in real time what the best thing to do here is. Responding to our demanding audience. It's a trial. No. That should be okay. Hopefully. Tell me if it isn't, of course. Now, yes, so that's 2 out of 4 that we've hit upon. Third of these, we have this thing. Look at that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We got a cool Tony Hawk's hoverboard.
It's Airblade.
Yeah, and we can whip it out anytime we like. Before, we only had it for the duration of a racing team audition, which remains weird every time I say it. But no, now we have it for good. And it's going to come in very handy in this mission, now that I remember.
Have we done said race yet?
No, that will be the climax
Yeah.
of tonight's session. We will finally
Oh my
do
God,
the race.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I will make sure that we do that. Now, unfortunately, I am forgetting what the other big revelation is. Oh boy, it's starting to blur together. Maybe I will think of it in the coming hours, coming
Okay.
months, I should say.
Jak II won't be on the Soldier Boy console, but the Dax spin-off is.
Is that
Is it
due to
called
come out
Daxter?
still, the Soldier Boy console? The one where it's just a bunch of ROMs on a USB, more or less.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's is it a USB? I thought it was like just a Raspberry Pi.
Or a Raspberry Pi, yeah, one of the two. I say USB just to because that just sounded most comical to me.
Yeah,
And it's
that'd be
more or
way
less what it was.
funnier.
Come
Yeah,
again?
that'd be way funnier if it was a USB drive with a bunch of games. This is a console. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a like very cheap Raspberry Pi with a bunch of games already on it and some sort of storage.
Mars Descendant. Well, yeah, we talked about how like everyone is pretty solid in the knowledge that like the kid that has been hanging out with Core, the old man at the Resistance, pretty confident that he is the heir to the throne.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident as well.
Yeah. Like it was never
I
really
agree with
like
the characters.
people just started. All the characters just started taking it as a given at a certain point, and so we just got to as well.
Yeah,
So-
that happens.
So that's like their overall aim. There may have been one other thing. Oh, yes, I just occurred to me. Lurkers are back. Another cute Jak I callback is that the purple creatures who were enemies in the first game, they're just hanging around now, and one of them could talk.
Yeah, weren't you riding one before?
Riding one? No, I was giving them lifts to rescue them from slavery.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Rescue from slavery. Good idea.
Yeah, and one of them is our friend Bruta. He now is like he owes us a favor in much the same way Vin did that one time when like we asked Vin to turn on the elevator and get us up to the Baron's palace.
He's the personified version of the Lurkers now. He's our representative into the Lurker world.
Yeah, and the game will not make a great use of that, unfortunately, for any like interesting story material. So I don't know. Enjoy it while it lasts, is what I'm saying. Did the Lurkers talk in the first game? They did not. They did not.
Whoa, got it. Where would you be without me, Dax?
Well, Jak, I probably wouldn't be 2 feet tall, fuzzy, and running around in a sewer without a pair of pants. God, I miss pants.
Speaking of callbacks.
You can still wear pants.
And also, it wasn't really Jack's fault, was it? Like,
No.
How did that scene go? He just sort of stumbled backwards as a result of some explosion he didn't cause? Am I remembering that right or nah?
Yeah, it wasn't Jack's fault.
Yeah. So
I was thinking the implication was that, like he was saying, it was Jack's idea to go out to Misty Island in the first place, but that isn't in the game either. Because he can't talk.
So I've just boosted the game audio a little bit more for you, Reese. Let me know if that's okay. So basically there's like the slider for me and then there's the slider for the stream and I'm trying to like split the difference. It's a bit annoying, but anyway, we're learning. We're learning. Hopefully you could hear it fine anyway. And we got the captions on, so we know what they're saying at the very least. Okay. So that mission was pretty straightforward. We just used, basically it was a crash course in using the jet board in like an environment. So it's stitching it that you can float on water. Although I think we learned that in a previous mission. And also basically just using it to navigate. That sounds a little better. We'll see where there's more spoken dialogue. Okay, cool.
Is the hoverboard just bound to a button?
Yeah, R2. Yeah, you just whip it out anytime you like. That wrench in the top of the minimap next to the stadium, that is the race. That is the race. So when we decide we want to finish up with one more mission, that is where we're going to go.
This is a funky looking map.
It really is.
I
I know. There's a lot of like cul-de-sacs and stuff. It's a bit unusual, but I really like, and I think I commented on this in the previous stream, I like how all the sectors are very distinct from one another.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
Shiny seal. Brutal loves shiny bright things too. I have piece of things. It in water slums hanging over me hot, and you free to have. Gift from Brutal.
Reese, that's a good test case for whether the dialogue is audible or not anymore. Brendan is
now I'm echoing. Hell yeah.
Over to Core at the power station. He promised to look out for the boy, and I'm just too busy to babysit right now. Oh, and take the kid's crocodile with you. Oh, isn't he sweet?
So what's this kid's story?
I found him just wandering the streets, but that amulet around his neck means he may just be the lost heir to the city.
Oh, the amulet means it.
Dialogue sounds good. Let me know if Brendan still echoes.
Yeah, I'll talk further back from my mic.
I doubt it's to do with your mic proximity, but yeah.
Okay.
So just to recap the cutscene, I don't know if you're paying attention, but basically they've told us to escort the kid. It's an escort mission. We're going from here to the power station.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's your favorite kind of mission.
Kid, wait!
And also the necklace means that he's the heir.
Yes. Yes, that is the clear indication.
We gotta protect him. Maybe put him in a car.
That would be good. Sadly, not a thing you can do in this mission.
Or like the tank equivalent.
The minimap is very useful. There are a few, like, protect the target type missions. We've done one or two already. But the minimap comes out in very, very handy in these instances. Because then you can just see on the map where the enemies are coming from.
What's the kid's name?
Just the kid. They've never given him a name.
Okay.
I mean, like...
Oh, yeah. So does he have a health bar?
He does not. You may have noticed just now the Crimson Guard pointed his gun at him, and he put his hands up. If he remains in that state for too long, mission's over.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way many times as a child. It's like,
Sorry.
he's not dead, what does it mean? You know. Because I was playing Grand Theft Auto games as well at the same time.
Yeah.
It just did not work. Now we're in a car. Okay. Okay. So as I said, we're getting to the power station where Ben hangs out.
You have to run to the car.
Sorry?
You should play music from Initial D during these segments.
That's a new thing you've started, hey, on your Alan Wake streams, just to establish for the audience who's watching this in pod. Which are over, that's right. So all the more reason. You're absolutely right.
This game is 2 hours. I will have streamed for 5 hours today.
Nice. But you got to the end of Alan Wake, which must feel good. It's a good game.
At the time.
This kid will only sit in one specific car. Yeah, that's right. The people of the Resistance are the exact same way. We did a mission in a past session where we had to rescue people who were in the Resistance effort, and basically they will not get in if you're just riding a bike. They need a whole seat to themselves.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, sit on the back. Come on, guys. Get serious. Grow up. I want to see what Alan Wake American Nightmare is like.
Yeah. Boy, I sure hope I do not die before he gets into that little yellow halo. That would be bad.
Stay with me, kid.
Yeah, stay with me, child.
Phew! Finally, let's get these two to core.
Whew.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Simus told us to bring the kid to you.
Thank you. I'll be sure to keep him close. Oh, sweet. Interesting. That insufferable mutt never liked anyone but the boy before.
I guess I'm just good with animals.
I hope we have enough eco to keep the metalheads at bay. During my travels in the deep waste,
It was a joke, and I have to acknowledge it was a joke. It's not really funny.
We saw a big one coming out of a rift once. He was ugly.
I have some valuable information for you. The Baron is conducting an excavation at the dig.
Which
He is
Baron?
still looking for that ridiculous tomb.
Oh,
Frankly,
doing a
I don't
piddle?
believe it exists.
That's quite unexpected, don't you think?
Just in case.
That's just full on.
Knock down all the scaffolding at the site. That should set him back. Here is an air train pass to get you out there.
Thank you for that strangely long shot.
What was that? What did he hand off?
Security pass. So it's allowing us to get, basically in the dock area, there is now what's called an air train, which is an odd term really, but it's transport to the location for the mission that he's just spoken about. So Real-time P-Tech, yeah. I know. I wonder if any other PS2 games could rival this game's piss tech. Or if Naughty Dog were the trendsetters, you know.
Have you ever played A Dog's Life?
No, but I've heard plenty about it. I've seen Game Grubbers freak out over it, over how uncanny valley it is.
There's a funny speed run of it from some GDQ as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I like funny GDQ runs. Funny without being mean-spirited, you know. Because I feel like GDQ sometimes gets the kind of people who would say they have a dark sense of humor and then just say something racist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but
I mean, even then, there's still people who's like, I don't know, the vibe just isn't great. Like, there's some people who still like knock other people like for fun.
Oh.
Like the other people on the cast. I'm like, don't do that. Like, I'm sure they're all mates and stuff like that, but it doesn't come across great on the stream. Anyway, you rented it from Video Easy like 3 times. Hell yeah.
Yeah, nice. Dog Story does strike me as a rented game. It's the kind of thing you get as a child because you just get the premise immediately.
I can't remember if I told this story about what comes to mind when I think of Dog's Life on stream or not, but I'll retell it now because it's fun. How much time we got? Are there any cutscenes coming up soon? No. So when I was...
Go ahead.
When I was 19, I had this girlfriend and I was going over to stay at her house for the first time. So obviously exciting time. Whenever meet her mom for the first time, she was like, yeah, your dog's gonna die. I need to go to work though. Can you just like look after it until I get back from work? And she was doing night shift at a hospital.
Okay, so sorry, this is what happened to her.
Huh? Well, I was there too.
Well, yeah, okay, so while you were hanging out with her, she learned that her dog was in mortal peril.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, can you look after it overnight? And I'm gonna get angry at you if you fall asleep.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. And what number date was this?
I don't know. Pretty early on. Oh yeah, it was also my birthday. I forgot to say that part as well. It was my birthday the next day. Yeah, so I bought a PS2, and we only had a couple of games, and Dog's Life was one of those. So I stayed up all night and played it.
Wow.
While my girlfriend went to sleep and looked after this dog, who died the next day.
Oh, jeez.
And it was my birthday.
See, when you told me you had a good story, like, and it was a good story, but I was hoping, like, it would be, like, typically when you say anecdote, it's like, something funny or positive, you know?
I mean,
and I was especially hoping for that because, as viewers have noticed by now, this is an annoyingly difficult mission. This is a real bottleneck because the Crimson Guards who are here, and unlike every other Crimson Guard we encounter in the rest of the game, have grenades. And the grenades are hard to avoid when you're on your jetboard. And that makes it difficult because we got to go around and grind a bunch. Much like Tony Hawk, we got to go and grind certain rails that have certain scaffolding hooks on them, so in order to bring down a drill in the center of the room. So it's very much like a Tony Hawk challenge, and it should be as simple as a Tony Hawk challenge, but boy is it not. Between these grenades and between like any knock against a Crimson Guard while you're on your jetboard, taking health away, it's frustrating. Also the insta-cool lava, that's also not great. So yeah, one of the more frustrating missions for sure. Sorry?
I have a question about the hoverboard.
Go ahead.
First off, sorry for telling a story about a dead dog during the Jack stream.
We saw a dog earlier.
The question is, what happens if you try to go switch on the board?
Try to go switch. Oh, to change your footing. You simply do not have that ability.
So you can't like spin.
Either you're facing forward or you're facing back. You can't be facing forward with your feet in a different horizontal direction.
Interesting.
And I've just remembered that some of the boxes have health pickups in them, which will come in extremely handy for this, for when we take damage, which we inevitably do. I would love to see a flawless run of this mission where the person doesn't take health, because boy howdy, is that hard to do.
Okay. Does that exist?
I'm sure. I'm sure it does.
Sure.
There are people who are good at this game. Like, certainly better than me, so...
It's funny, it's like the category only exists if someone can ever, like, be bothered to try that.
Yeah.
You may have just invented the category. Who knows?
For a Naughty Dog game, I suspect that that's unlikely. No matter how, I don't know, obscure in their canon it might be. It's not that obscure, but... certainly they're known for better selling games, I think, at this point. I'm sure Last of Us 2 was just blowing all their old records out of the water.
Yeah, very fair. Oh, well, like, did Last of Us 2 sell... Wouldn't have sold better than the first one, right?
It sold
the first one was on
pretty bloody well.
The first one was on PS3 and PS4, though. So
yeah.
if you can put those together.
But I mean, it's you're talking about selling like sales over all time from release. But I'm talking about metrics that, like, you know, highest selling exclusive, fastest selling in the first week of release. That sort of thing. I was reading all sorts of headlines when Last of Us 2 came out that were like, it's one of Naughty Dog's best selling things yet. So that's kind of what I'm referring to. Perhaps Reese could look up the exact metric that I'm thinking of, but can't be bothered to phrase properly in the moment. Oh, you could look it up? Yeah, that'd be great. We got 3 scaffolding hooks left, and I think we're doing all right. Because I've realized you can get off the board and just whack some of the Crimson Guard that way. You have to be careful not to fall in the lava like I almost just did, but, you know, it's doable.
Yeah, also, it was like a PS3 exclusive, which wasn't the best, like, Last of Us things. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, that makes way more sense than Last of Us 2 without selling. Because PS3 wasn't a popular console, and PS4 is. I did not think.
I mean, the PS3 console was successful, just not on the scale they needed it to be, right?
Yeah.
Because this is late in their cycle as well.
Yeah, there's way more PS4s than PS3s, is what I mean. Yeah, I didn't think about all these considerations.
It's all good. Oh, hello.
I have stories about K-Zone too, but I used to work like for the same publishing company as K-Zone.
I appreciate that you have a story to tell, but we did miss Core telling us, well done, Jack, and you too, Daxter, which, man, Samos never did that. I mean, Samos always congratulated the both of them, but it was always, and Daxter, I suppose, so...
By the end, he sort of warms up a little bit in the game, either way.
Yeah. Oh, true, I think you did mention that, yeah. Sorry, what was
it shocked me as well.
What was the story you wanted to tell? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I realized I can't tell because it's an ex-employer, and I shouldn't tell stories about my ex-employer on a stream.
Okay, like you can't tell it in a way where you don't identify the people involved, or...
Well,
now I'm curious.
Well, I could do that, but I already said it's in reference to K-Zone. So, like,
okay, yeah, okay. Wow, you're that's right. I think you did tell me once you were employed by K-Zone and had to do like copy.
Yeah, well, not K-Zone. To be fair, I never worked for K-Zone. I worked for the same publishing company that publishes K-Zone.
Bianca, you've just come in as we're finishing up one of the more difficult and annoying missions in the game. But I aced it first try.
I'm enjoying it.
I didn't die once.
I don't find it very annoying for some reason.
I think just something about hitting a Crimson Guard while you're on your jetboard and having to get knocked back and take health off. I don't know, it takes me back to being a kid and not being able to do it properly. And
yeah, that's fair.
I don't miss it, you know.
It sucks that you take damage from that.
It really does. Let me just clarify exactly what mission I'm looking at. Over in... This is interesting. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so just discerning what all the different symbols on the minimap mean, what mission we... Thank you, Bianca. What mission we can do at this current moment. Brooder got on the horn to us just a little bit earlier, like something like 15 or 20 minutes ago, and told us, like, hey, I really like you guys, and I said I'd do you a favor. Here's the favor. It's a piece of the Seal of Ma. It's a really pretty shiny thing, and I've left it in the water slums for you. So, that's very nice of it. Why don't we go get it? That's what we're doing right now. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was about to ask again what the story was, but yeah, you just said it was about the Wrexham boy. I keep thinking like it's going to be another dog story type thing. And it's like, okay, which animal died this time? And which PS2 flagship game was it related to?
I'll come up with more dead animal stories, don't you worry. No, I'm just kidding. There's nothing I want to talk about less than that.
So we have some idea. Anyone who's in our Discord, which by the way, we have a Discord, kind of has an idea of what you want to stream next. But what are you like playing just for yourself? Like, what do you play off stream? That's just like.
At the moment, I've been trying to find something new to sync my team. Since The Last of Us 2, I got really into that. And finished that. Like, I'm looking for the next big grand game to sync my team to. So I've been playing a few things. I had a little bit of Bioshock the other night. I've been playing Last of Us 2 again, but on Grounded. As I mentioned.
You told me that. That's right.
What was I playing on Steam? Oh, Skyrim, obviously, because I played that on stream as well. Played a little bit of Fallout 4 the other night as well.
Very good.
Just been fishing around. But the main thing that I've been playing is Crusader Kings 3.
Right, yes. A game that I, like, grand history game. Like, I know it's meant to be the grand history game that will get the most people in the grand history games. Am I using the term right? Is that?
I don't know. I've never heard that term before.
It's like the term for like that kind of genre where it's like an RTS kinda, but you're making like decisions on a wider scale with a grand strategy. Thank you, Bianca. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, you're making decisions on a much bigger scale with much more things to think about.
Yeah, you don't realize how big like decisions that you make, like the ripple effect they can have. Like the first big campaign that I played, like I was playing as like in Scotland, in like the Scottish Isles, and like you divvy up your territory. Like my character divvied up her territory between all her sisters, and then I didn't even realize like hundreds of years later, it's like all the families of the descendants of those sisters, like they're all the main ones and stuff like that. So all the cousins are fighting all the time and stuff.
I don't know what made me think of this just now, but amidst all the technical fumbling at the start, I'd just like to acknowledge that we're broadcasting this on the lands of the Camaragal and Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and we pay our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. Sorry, again, I don't know what made me think of that just only now, but there you are.
Thank you for remembering.
Yeah.
I miss magazines as well. I used to work for a magazine company for 5 years, so there you go.
I've stopped short of like getting this seal piece because I described it in a purposefully nonchalant way, this seal piece mission that we're doing. As a kid, this gave me so much grief, what we're about to do. I like to think I've got it down pat now, but you're about to see.
I want to say a PB on this segment.
Well, no one's timing me, so let's say that there is one. Thanks, Bruno.
It's tail time!
I think Red Troopers approaching.
Oh, it is tail time. So, we're ambushed at this moment. And that's the kind of thing that can happen immediately. Now.
Hey, where's Jane Fonda?
I don't know where Jane Fonda is. I've got bigger concerns on my mind right now, such as using the jet board specifically to traverse the jetty as quickly as possible, because that's, if we go in the water, we're dead. A sentry will appear and shoot us on sight and kill us instantly. So we can't swim our way out of here. That's off the table. We need to make our way through the jetty, preferably not in the wrong direction like what I've just done, and make our way to the green beeping circle that you'll see on the minimap. That's the exit of the slums. So yeah, I'm alternating between the hoverboard and making sure not to fall off the jetty into the water, because like what I'm about to do just now. Because then that'll happen.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're starting to see why 8-year-old me, or however old I was, I think it was, I want to say 12 maybe. I mean, childhood turns into a blur, doesn't it? Basically, child me had so much problems, so many problems with this mission. Just could not get it down. Indeed, now I'm not really getting it down like I did when I played it earlier this year. There's just so many opportunities for screwing up, not least of which the bumpy jetty that will just if you're on it on your hoverboard, it could just send you flying in a way you didn't intend to.
It's like every platform.
Oh yeah, it's fail time.
Sure, it's
like
tail time. Sorry.
So many just holes in the camera.
Okay. And also, Bianca, can I just say, Mitch went out of his way to tell me, like, oh my god, that is, like, the hardest mission in the whole thing. And it's like, I would say it's more doable than it was when I was a child, but it's still really hard. Currently, my my strategy of, like, punching my way through is not an optimal one, so I'm gonna just shave corners and try and jetboard my way out of there, and sadly a pedestrian boarded me that time. A pedestrian! Like, come on.
What's the goal? Is it from getting from A to B?
Point A to point B, yeah, to just escape. That's it.
Just survive.
Survive, that's right. And a headphone's falling out. That's not gonna help, but that's alright.
Is there an intended way to do this?
Honestly, I think it is to use your hoverboarding, just get the hell out. And just not to fight every single mob of Crimson Guard as they pop up, because that's not how you do it. And also to not fall off into the water, which they did not really design this jetty in a way to accommodate that. They really didn't. It's very bumpy in a way that looks cool, but man, as far as movement is concerned, on your jetboard that is, it's not great. And I would love it if there weren't any pedestrians in the way for me to bump into, but when has this game ever removed such obstacles, you know? Hasn't done it for the side missions, it's not going to do it now.
Yeah, like when you're a kid, you can get through hard things because like it feels like you just have infinite time.
Yeah,
like I feel like that's how I got through Final Fantasy X without looking at a guide, and also Kingdom Hearts, like without looking at a guide and stuff.
So I saw the exit that time. I saw the exit.
Yeah, you just manage to brute force stuff a lot of the time, and you can because you're not like, what if I die right now? Because you're a kid. I mean, that's what I think. What I feel like
that time.
So is it literally instant death if you fall in the water, or can you actually get back out?
It's pretty much instant death. I've yet to find a way to get back onto the jetty without getting shot and killed.
Yeah.
And see, the jump button didn't work at the moment when I pressed it just now because the game didn't register me as being on the jetty. It was like on a gap over the jetty, and there's so many and it's so easy to get into that state because of the bumpy jetty geometry. Because they spent more time making it look good than making it like a track that you can drive on in a way that allows for consistent and reliable input. Which is, I don't know, on brand, I guess. Naughty Dog making things look better than they play necessarily.
Yeah.
Just that. Oh, no. Oh. Okay, alright. We're still in this. We're still in this. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're on half health, but it's fine. Get out of the way, pedestrian. I'm the savior of your city. Oh my goodness! Ugh. We're so close every time. We are so close. Yeah. No, Reese, good point. We're not gonna move. As a kid, you don't move on to another game. This is the one that Grandma's bought you, so you're gonna get good at it. That time, I just... Oh, that's on me that time, honestly. Okay. And I think I've got the... Oh my god. See what happened there? Just like the geometry was just like, no, you're going that way. You're going that way,
decided that you couldn't have this.
No, you cannot have this. That's alright.
I don't know why, but
it's not the jump I wanted,
something just reminded me of when Darkside Phil did a stream of Persona 3 and he got to the last boss and he got so frustrated that he couldn't do it. It's like, no, I'm not finishing this game. The stream's done. Just before being the last boss. That would be so unsatisfying because that game was like 100 hours long.
Okay. I'm trying to get past this first mob. Yep, okay, cool. So we just gotta rush past that first mob and then we can get into a rhythm. Just stay near the center of the jetty. Try not to cut corners. Try not to hit pedestrians. I think if I just focus, stay calm, I think we can do this. That little perpendicular turn
Too risky.
is not a fan.
Oh,
I'm not a fan. Oh, okay, alright, we're getting on foot.
Oh!
It's fine. We got a good amount of health. We did it, buddy.
Oh,
We made it.
oh. Well, all those reactions are 100% genuine, by the way. I was so stressed.
Hey, Bruder, fuck you. I don't like you anymore.
His music playing is still stressing me out. Is that the hardest part of the game?
There are something like... There's a top 10 video on YouTube dedicated to the hardest Jak II missions, and I have to imagine that's in the top 5. I have to imagine. I haven't watched it yet. We might have to after this. Oh, when we've done the game. When we finish the game, we'll have a look. But,
I was gonna say, I'm gonna look at the speedrun and see how they did that part.
Yeah.
I mean, I could actually look at that.
They've got it down. They've done it in one go. I'm just gonna say that too. Like they're like, oh, this isn't that hard when you know like how the Kinetica system works. You know? Just read out some donations. I'll be like 10 seconds. It's fine.
No problem. We got a couple of donations here. $10. That's my American impression. $10. I'd like a hot dog. That's what Americans sound like.
Save the lurkers.
Imagine any video about Jak II has in there by Linkin Park. I mean, it can be, yeah. There's other great Linkin Park songs that can accompany a Jak II video. It does have to be Linkin Park.
I would love it if this music stuffed. I'd love it if we were listening to Additional D music right now, but like I don't want to throw the stream out of whack necessarily.
Yeah.
By like trying to rig it up without having planned that in advance. So I'm just sick of this stressful music. It's like the ambush didn't stop, you know? It's like they're still hunting me down, which they are technically, but just not in the context of a very difficult mission where I cannot go in the water.
You should put Linkin Park on though instead of Initial D.
Maybe later. Okay.
More appropriate for Jak.
Here we go. My favorite man. Hello, Vin. Good to see you again.
Jak! We've still got trouble at the strip mine. I think the Baron set me up. Actually, I think everybody's trying to kill me.
What are you talking about?
Those eco wells the Baron had us drill? It seems he never intended to pipe them into the city grid. It doesn't make any sense. You know, open eco wells will attract more metalheads. You've got to close them off. Now,
cool,
these plasmite bombs should do the trick.
Oh,
Drop
bombs.
one into each well, and the blast will do the rest. Hey, be careful with that.
Plasmite, huh? Cool. How does it work?
Ah! I believe this is yours. Hey, not my problem anymore.
No, really, I insist.
You're the hero.
No, Jak's the hero. Oops. Sorry. My bad.
Great.
And that's how they all
A whole
died.
lot. Don't move. On second thought, move far away. Go
Or is this
through
part
the
of the
portal
mission?
and drop one bomb into each
You
eco
got a
well
timer?
before they all go off.
Awesome.
You only have 2 minutes.
And indeed, we do only have literally 2 minutes to do this one. And I like the music that plays during it. Yeah, this is the end of the game, yeah. We're gonna find Baron Praxis and give him all the bombs. That's how this game ends.
Like, there's a half pipe right there.
Yep. It's pretty
Oh,
good.
you have to go for a half pipe to put them in the...
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
How
I like
else
how
would we
they're
do
all
it?
inside the-
I mean,
they're
truly.
all in a skate park already.
Would you expect anything else, huh?
It does sort of... Actually, during these parts, you should be playing Superman by Goldfinger.
Oh, okay.
From Tony Hawk's.
Yes.
Be right back.
Yes.
And stand
That's the
up.
4th well. 2 bad boys left.
2 bad boys left. Where's the last one? Yep, okay. Alright, I know exactly where the other 2 are now.
Only a minute before we're toast, Jak.
I know, Dax. I know, buddy. You have to fill your special meter to throw the bombs. Yeah, pretty much. I wonder if Underground had a mission where you got to defuse a bomb with a skateboard. Maybe Underground 2 had it. I don't know. It's been a while since I played both of those games. So. Okay.
You got the fifth well. Only one to go.
And I know exactly where that. Oh my god! And that's the end of the game, folks. Roll the credits. No, okay. No, we'll be better this time.
This level slash skate park reminds me of the Steelworks.
Which Tony Hawk game was that?
Oh no, the Steelworks is in the Illawarra.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that second part. Do you think someone's made the Steelworks in the creative park mode, at least?
2 wells of history.
No. Okay. Doesn't lend itself that well.
I just mean the vibe.
Okay.
The big piles of crap.
Mm.
The big piles. It's not a great place.
Okay, so this is the last one that's like at hand in the first entrance area. Now what we got to do
2 bad boys left.
is 2 things. One, get up onto what I'd call the border ring, I guess. It's like this little obstacle course, very Crash Bandicoot feeling, where you just got to go in a linear path and find your way over to the ramp that goes into the little tube that you throw a bomb into, which is right. Yep. Cool. Okay. And then within the space of 30 plus seconds, gotta clue in to the fact that, oh my god, move it, please.
30 seconds left. Then we go boom.
Then that we gotta ride these big boxes over here. We gotta ride one of them out to the last one.
No, you just like went straight into the Dark Mako too, and that was fine.
Okay, you see it? You see where it is? That last well?
Oh, jeez.
And you see how much time we got left? And how much this is like?
We're gonna have to restart this.
We may well do.
You gotta.
Oh, no, we don't.
No,
but we know where they all are now. We know where they all are. Okay. So, this one first. Love the gong. Yeah.
That's 1 well down. 5 to go.
I've only been to the gong for what's the music festival they have there every year?
Yours and Ours?
Yours and Ours, that's right. I went to Yours and Ours.
Yeah.
2 wells of
No
history.
been.
4 left.
You haven't been.
You only went to music festivals in Sydney, you see.
3 wells cooked. Only 3 to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish Dax would ease up on the sound bites on repeated playthroughs. I wish it gave us that at least.
That's the 4th
Not like
well.
Gax.
2 bad boys left.
Okay, I'm gonna do a few more 360 spins because that earns us a bit more speed.
Oh, does it? Oh,
It does,
good.
yeah. If you hear Jack go, then you know it worked.
Spent a ton of time at that bar in uni. Same. Because I went to that uni.
Oh my goodness, why didn't you throw the bomb, Jack? My friend. Why? There we go. Okay.
Well, only 1 to go.
Well, we got uni bar is great. By the way.
What made it so special? Tell me.
30 seconds.
Relax me while I...
Then we go boom.
Cheap beer and a lot of it.
That'd
Also
be good.
poutine.
Poutine, okay.
Yeah, and cheese. They had good cheese and bacon fries as well.
Oh.
Just
Good pub
the
grub.
bar's it's smack bang in the middle of the uni.
10 seconds left, Jack.
And just always had a good vibe going on there. I don't know why. Just always a great vibe.
This is a stressful session. There's a lot of stress right now. I did not count on that.
I was going to say we can take a break at the 8 o'clock mark after an hour just to
That's
stretch
not.
your legs.
I do have an intermission slide, so.
I sure don't
excellent.
want any more metalheads coming around here. Good work, boys. I owe you one.
Yes, you do, buddy. Now, before we go, I believe yes, there is one solitary orb that we are able to get that we haven't been able to get up until now, and I will show you where it is.
Interesting.
And when I show you where it is, it will be clear why we couldn't get it before. Alright, so we ride these again. Like we've done a few
Also,
times already.
when I was at the Union Bar, it wasn't S Club 7, it was S Club, because it's legally distinct from S Club 7 because there was only 3 of them.
So last time when we came here, when we approached this little shack, Vin started shooting at us, and then we like rescued him, went through this little portal back to the home base. But if you come back here and have a little skulk around the back, oh look what we found!
Oh my god!
Look what we found. It's a bit cheeky, really, because in your brain you're thinking like, oh, we've been here, but no, you haven't.
So I know you said when we started this stream, but how many eggs are there?
How many eggs? 286. About a quarter of which are found in the environment.
Damn.
Vin sure is scared of metalheads.
And for good reason. I've seen what metalheads do when they take a city. The destruction, the killing, the devouring. The Baron's scheming will only result in this city's falling prey like all the others before it. We must replace Praxis before it's too late. I am happy to say that you and your sidekick are causing
You're gonna
quite
perform a
stir
coup
in our fight against the Baron.
You hear that, Jack? You're the sidekick. Hey, Wise and Whiskered, you, got something itching under your robes? They have ointment for that, you know.
It's just my aching bones.
Oh my god. He has bone-itis.
The Baron is sending one of his large tanker
Yes, that's
ships
exactly
out to the
what they're saying.
platform to pick up a load of ill-gotten eco.
What is happening with the
Go
top of
out
Core's
to the
head? It's
drill
just hair, man.
platform through the
Relax.
warp gate and knock out that ship.
Maybe a skull
The
cap.
Shadow
Yeah,
will send
it's a cool
team
hat,
from
I
the
think.
underground to pick up the eco later. Keep up the good work. We're counting on you.
Okay, let me remind myself what mission that was. That we just accepted and weren't really given a choice in. Destroy the ship at the drill platform. Right. I have something interesting to say about this mission once we do it. But yeah, once we do it. This is going to be, as far as like the mission itself is concerned, it's another one of those on-rails turret missions, which were the style at the time.
As was the silence chap.
For sure.
I have a fun fact about sumos. You know, there used to be a height restriction for sumo wrestlers.
Oh yeah.
And so there were some men who still wanted to be sumo wrestlers, and they got like surgery to put these balloons like at the top of their heads to make like their height artificial by adding like a bit right to the top.
Okay.
So they could become sumo wrestlers, and people kept doing it, and they're like, "We really need you to stop, so we're gonna lift the restriction."
Right. Okay.
Because that sounds dangerous as hell.
What years are we talking when this occurred?
I'm not sure. I think this was like the 80s, 90s, maybe.
80s, right? Okay. What inspired sumo talk? Sorry. You said fun fact about sumos. Did I mention sumos? Or?
No, it was because of Core's head.
Oh, okay, right. Because like I'm happy to hear it regardless of whether there's a decent pretense for it or not. But like,
oh, I think it was only one guy who did it. It wasn't a thing.
Sure.
Oh, mid-90s.
Mid-90s. Okay. Is there what's the name of the Wikipedia article that you learned about it from? Like,
it's not a Wikipedia article. It's a website called FactFiend.
FactFiend. Okay.
Yeah. There you
Well, I did not know that before.
Yeah.
Wait, so when you say surgically fitted, is it like not stitched on, but what's the idea?
I'm not sure. There's some sort of surgery.
Okay.
And there's like a balloon or a big piece of rubber or something like that on top of his head.
So as you can see, we just got to shoot a bunch of Crimson Guards who can shoot at us. The annoying part is that when you shoot them initially, they bounce away from your reticule, so it's hard to like just lay into them, you know?
Yeah.
It's hard to just get them in quick succession, and so they bounce around and get to a place where that can happen, you know? In hero mode, the enhanced difficulty mode where enemies are twice as strong and you are twice as vulnerable, or some kind of math like that, this is the hardest mission in the game. Because the fact that they take more hits means it is really easy for them to all to overwhelm you. And their shots are no less potent than they are now in the standard difficulty. So it's a common roadblock for people trying to beat the game on hero mode. Like, a lot of people just throw in the towel at this specific mission, at this specific section.
Sounds fun.
I know. It's clearly something they didn't
some speedruns though.
It's clearly something they didn't playtest that thoroughly at Naughty Dog. But yeah, Jak III doubles down on turret missions from memory. They certainly do come back. I think it's about equal as far as like amount of turret missions in Jak II and the amount in Jak III. But in Jak III, it's a little bit more. I don't know, it's just slightly different in a way that I would rather explain by showing you one day. You know? Okay. Sadly, this is all you got to look at for the next, I want to say 5-10 minutes. And then we'll take a break. But,
I was going to say, do you get to move?
You do eventually.
Anymore?
Yeah, once you take out enough guards, you will move on and you'll see some cooler scenery. Slight time crisis vibes, you know, you'll come up against bigger, badder enemies. Yeah, it'll be alright. We'll get there.
It's just next to the first game. It's very, very different.
Yes, very much. Was there any kind of turret in the first game? I feel like there
I think
must
so.
have been. Yeah.
I feel like that's something.
I couldn't name you the world where it occurs, but I feel like it would have happened at some point.
And nothing like this.
Yeah. I think actually it was in the first world, like the Insanity Beach. Or no, not Insanity Beach. Insanity Beach is the Crash Bandicoot environment. I'm talking about the first beach level in Jak and Daxter 1.
There's a cannon that you can sort of...
There you go. That's what I'm thinking of. There's a cannon.
Yeah.
And you're like angling it to destroy something or other. Alright, only 7 guys to go. We can do this. I really wish it wouldn't overheat, but... Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. We could die now if we're not careful, but we are careful. And we are going to get given a checkpoint soon, I'm pretty sure. At least I hope so. Then again, this game has been pretty disappointing in that regard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's been some bad checkpoints. And by bad checkpoints, I mean non-existent checkpoints. Here we go.
Now, this is definitely a checkpoint, because we've got a new turret now. These particular metalheads are called Ginsu, G-I-N-S-U, just named after a kind of knife.
Excellent.
I remember reading that on the wiki, reading the name on the wiki, being like, they kind of just come up with this for this game. And sure enough, it's a phrase borrowed from Japanese. It's weird to think how Naughty Dog pivoted from Crash Bandicoot to gritty sci-fi dystopia GDA in the span of 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
It was the style at the time.
It was the onion on the belt of AAA developers. Can you get up this, mate? There we go.
Yeah, just very influenced by what was happening in the gaming scene at the time, I guess. Like,
we got badass music now. We got badass music now. Because, oh boy, there's a whole ship that we got to take down, and I will show you it in a second. Yeah, check this out.
There it is.
This is very, it's reminded me a little bit of like an engine boss fight.
Yeah.
Just like
definitely
little vulnerable points, lasers, and you've got a gun.
So most sound effects sound similar as well. Like the sound of it pinging off, the sound of bullets pinging off the metal.
Yeah.
Like the same sound effect as the engine boss fight.
It's probably the same sound design team from Crash Bandicoot, so yeah. I mean, if they're getting the musicians back, then absolutely. That only makes sense. And that is one thing I will never fault this game for, is just sound design. I think everything sounds really satisfying and tactile, you know?
Yeah, it's the same in Crash as well. So.
Reminds me of Mega Man Legends. You've never played a Mega Man game, have you?
Nah.
You told me that once, yeah.
You'll remember that forever. Remember my slight against Mega Man.
I don't know. Well, it's only because, like, as a kid, I played Mega Man Battle Network on the GBA. And that's like a action RPG.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually quite cool. And they made an anime out of it, as Reese has pointed out in the chat once or twice. So I just figured it was your jam, but no, I guess not.
Nah.
I guess you didn't have a childhood.
Yeah, my childhood must have sucked.
Yeah, because you didn't have the same shit I did. That's how it works.
You must have not experienced any content at all and just sat at home and stared at a blank wall. Which is what I did as a kid. Because I didn't play whatever the game we were talking about is.
Yeah. It's a long name. It's yeah, easy to forget already.
I also don't like Mega Man in Smash.
Oh yeah.
He's like the most confusing character, but our mate Tommy always plays as Mega Man and it annoys the shit out of me.
So you figured out how to counter him at least.
Oh, I mean, you know, I can play a good Joker. I can play a good Joker.
You can play a good what, sorry?
Joker.
Oh. Very good.
I really like the Inkling there. And that's
Yeah?
how I play the most of in Smash 5.
Are you constantly like sinking into your own ink, like the way they do, like how you turn into a jellyfish? And like.
I mean, it depends what the situation is. You
Sure.
can, but the idea is to, like, you have a combo that with a lot of creating a lot of distance.
Okay, it's pretty easy from here on out. I just got to make sure to spot the weak points when they appear, shoot the guards when they appear. All pretty mindless, really. But we'll get it done. And it smells like my housemates are making a toasted sandwich right now. Which I don't think they're going to bring it into me this time. Damn. Just for the record.
Man, I was just thinking of the last time I ate like a toasted cheese sandwich on white bread.
Yeah.
Nothing else. It's been a very long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I've made toasted sandwiches, but not with just like cheese and white bread. It's like don't really eat white bread.
How do you zhuzh it up? What do you add?
Oh, I mean, you know, I'd have ham and cheese sauce, obviously. I'm talking just cheese and butter on the outside just to make it
crisp up, yeah. There we go.
We did it!
Now the ship is a toasty.
Hey. You did it, Jak.
Without Eco, the Baron will soon topple, and the city's future will be in our hands.
Hell yeah.
That was sick.
Our allies love us. Okay, let me just establish what we got to do next at mission-wise. Notice how Jak's hair is glitching out like mad just there. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah. Is it just the still that you pause it on? Or
yeah,
is it
it's literally just that. It does that every now and then, but
okay.
you blink and you miss it, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's honestly fine. Yeah, I think I know what missions I'm looking at there. Again, just comparing it to the mission list and just understanding what we got next to do. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick 5 or 10 minute break. I'm gonna leave you with some music.
Yeah.
And we'll be back.
What time should we be back?
Let's say 8 past.
8 past. Love it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. See you in a bit, fellas. And ladies.
It's tail time!
Hey, where's Jane Fonda?
Anyone who knows me knows that I absolutely love to just play the goofy yell at whatever time it pleases me. Hello, Colton Hensey. No, you've come at a good time. We're playing Jak II, baby, as you may have noticed. We tend to do that on a Thursday evening. We're doing it tonight and tomorrow night. So, and here's my co-host, Brendan. You should be back with us. You should be audible in no time at all. Let me just get rid of that little Discord overlay. Hello. Did you hear Brendan just now? I really hope you did.
Hello.
Okay. So, just to establish where we're at as far as missions are concerned, not only can I just look at the minimap waypoints, but I can look at the actual mission titles. That'd be handy. Yeah, I really want to crunch on talking to the race mechanic because that is the actual race. That is the first.
Oh, hell yeah.
That is the first big race. But I want to save that till when we wrap it up for this evening. So we're going to do something else. We're going to do something else in the meantime. Now, just give me a moment while I identify what it is that Onan's going to ask me to do. I have a feeling I know what it is. Okay. Onan. Okay. All right. That's a minigame. That's a much less stressful minigame. At least I'm pretty sure it is. So let's go check that out.
There's nothing more appealing to me than minigames.
Monkey Football obviously is the best minigame, that being from Ape Escape 2. What are some other minigames that you love?
I'm pretty sure Yakuza has Virtua Fighter in it.
Yeah, it sure does.
They have straight up like actual Sega games as minigames. This isn't my favorite. I'm just coming up with I'll try to think of another one that actually is my favorite. But I like how Donkey Kong 64 has a banana that you have to get by finishing a couple levels of the first Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I remember enjoying that much from Donkey Kong 64. I didn't enjoy it a huge amount, but I did like that it would do things like that.
There's also...
Would you call the games in Mario Party minigames, or is that just a whole other category?
Yeah, I would say that's a whole other category, but I'd like to hear which Mario Party minigame you wanted to mention. If there is one. Was there one you were going to say?
Sorry, say again?
Was there one that you were going to mention?
No, not really. I think Monkey Football covers it.
I thought you meant there was a particular Mario Party game.
Oh, right. No, I mean, any that you could name is like I'm fond of them too. Even the ones where you got to wreck your hand by rotating the analog stick in the first one. I feel like that's just essential. Something about that.
It's a rite of passage.
A rite of passage, that's right. That's the verse I'm looking for.
Oh man, I love Mario Party 1 so much. I've had so many fun memories playing that game.
Okay, so what does Paquera have to say?
The Bird Brain and I were just talking about you, Jak. Onan is very proud of what you did.
What I did?
What you did, what you do,
It's all the same.
Will you stop with the deja voodoo stuff? It's creepy.
Onan says you must find the tomb of
Deja vu.
Even now, Baron Praxis seeks the tomb, but only the one true heir of Mar can open the tomb seal.
We believe the kid is the key.
The prophecies say that the true heir of Mar must face the ancient oracle. He alone must circumvent the cunning tests of manhood. He alone must wield the precursor stone, thereby unleashing the... Jeez Louise, fossil lady! Stop with this snooty mythic talk already, huh? You know that it hurts my lips.
Why is Mars' tomb so important?
That sounded
The fabled precursor stone is rumored to sleep within the tomb, stupid! I added the stupid part. The precursor stone contains vast eco-energies. It can be used for great good, or great evil. I just love saying that last part.
The Baron wants the precursor stone for himself to rule the world. But he is playing with forces he does not understand.
Okay, Pecker. So how do I get this precursor stone?
First, you must go to the dig and find the lurker totem. Onan and I have
Okay,
learned
penis.
that the piece to the seal of Mar is contained within its ancient carvings. You must find all 3 pieces of the seal to open Mar's gate into the canyon.
Yeah, Catherine, I'll cover it when I start streaming it, but it has a simplified version of the main game as a side game. It's like a little arcade game, which is interesting.
Nice. Now, for all the minigame chat, it's not a minigame. This mission is not a minigame. I got it wrong. I'm sorry, everyone. No, this requires us to go back to the place where we were... You remember when we were knocking down scaffolding? Grinding on rails and, like, trying not to die? And there's just, like, a giant drill in the center? This is, like, the sequel to that mission, where we come back and everything's just a little bit wrecked. Because we were in there earlier. Yeah. So...
Becca specifically said that his mum didn't like him, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. My mother was a vindictive soul, or something of that effect. Yeah.
It's all covered in the law. It's airtight.
100%. Shoved into that law Bible.
Did Baron Praxis just say his name and that was it?
All
I had was, this was Baron Praxis, and that was it.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was probably preambled or something else, but anyway.
Yeah, it got cut off, but it sounded very funny. Oh, the business management minigame in Yakuza 0.
With the chicken as a landlord, is that right?
Yeah, I got into the hostess one. Oh man, some good mini games. There's in both in Yakuza 0, there's one where you manage real estate and you can have a chicken as a real estate manager, and then there's one where you run a hostess club, where it's like, I'm trying to remember what you actually do in that. Anyway, it's very interesting.
The other interesting part of this mission is that there's something like 8 orbs that you can find, and they're all scattered about. So, like, I actually played this mission again when I played this earlier this year to, like, scout out the optimum route. Not even for speedrunning purposes, just for, like, the purposes of not missing anything and not spending too long just hanging around. Because I want to get all the orbs, but... boy, it's a bother in this case to like find everything if you don't know exactly where they are ahead of time.
Yeah, sure.
Thankfully, I've got a Google Doc open in front of me that says exactly where they are, so we'll be right.
There's a cool gang warfare minigame in Yakuza 6 where all the bosses are New Japan Pro Wrestling dudes. Really?
Oh.
Dude, I didn't know that.
You have gotten Brendan's attention big time. You had his curiosity, etc., etc.
Like, I've been meaning to play through the whole series for ages. Like, I've got all the games, except for 6. But I've only played 0. It's just every time I go to sit down and play Yakuza 1, it's like I know that I'm in for a lot of cutscenes.
Yeah, you got to be in the mood. Hey, you got to be open. Yeah. Maybe it's the meaty thing you're looking for after Last of Us.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Also, I might put up for another poll, which game that I want to stream next in the day slot. There's a couple that I have in mind. One of them is actually go back and do that Pokemon Nuzlocke, because I've been doing an Alpha Sapphire Nuzlocke, and I fucked it up a couple of times and had to restart. But I've been having a hell of a lot of fun doing that.
The other thing we're doing on top of finding those 8 orbs is pressing 5 buttons scattered throughout the cabin. That's going to raise a platform that we need to get on in order to get to where a sealed piece of Ma is. Now, you remember, like, that whole water slums business, a frustrating mission where we were, like, riding away from Crimson Guard mobs. The reward for that was a piece of the seal of Ma. And they only just established like the significance of that to the plot, because if you get all the pieces of the seal together, you can open the tomb of Ma, and then the heir of Ma can pass the test of manhood and then claim the throne. So it's important. In a very typically convoluted video gamey way, it is all important. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right here. But first, there's a lot of platforming, which honestly, in this instance, it feels quite reminiscent of the first game. This is kind of an environment you'd expect to see in the first game. Yeah. And it's fresher in your mind than mine, so I'm glad you agree.
Yeah. The other game, I was thinking of continuing Persona 4 as well. finally made it through that intro when the last time I played, I streamed that. Also Catherine. So those are the ones I'm thinking about streaming during the day.
Yeah, cool.
Maybe Dragon Age Origins? I don't know.
Are you going to have another beverage to sip on?
No.
No.
Well, if I come up with a pun or another gimmick, I'll absolutely employ it.
Persona 4 and no. Yeah, it's hard.
It doesn't have to necessarily be food and drink related.
But it's lunchtime.
Or even a pun.
Alright. Whatever. Button but yeah, sorry, just consulting a Google Doc again, just so I don't waste too much time here. Because you viewer.
Oh, you write down the pathing on yeah. In a Google Doc.
Yeah, I've basically got my own list written out. Because I find that like when you go to GameFAQs, it's like it's comprehensive, but it's written in a way that's like different to how you would. Whereas if you reword it in your own words, kind of like you would on a school essay, I suppose. It just sticks a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I understand it in the moment, rather than like having to like backtrack and figure out what they're referring to. Right.
Yeah, I've never really thought about doing that with a walkthrough. That's a good idea. Persona and Corona. There might be something there.
Ooh.
Hopefully they release Persona 3 on Steam as well. That'd be nice.
That would be great. I mean, Persona 4 did fucking amazingly on Steam, didn't it?
Yeah. Persona 3 is not as good.
Persona 3 isn't as good. Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, it came out beforehand, so you can't really blame it.
Let me try and think. Yes. Yes. This orb over here. See what I mean? Like it's on all these different like vertical planes, and it's so difficult to just account for everything on the first run through.
Did you say there were 8?
Yes, there were 8.
Rough.
And so out of the 8 orbs, I found 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. Okay, and the next one is going to be, again, sticking to ground level. We're looking this way, and we're making sure we don't fall in the lava, because as we established in the earlier mission, it is insta-kill, so we just don't want that to happen. We don't want to be kicked out yet again. I mean, it saves our orb amount, but it doesn't save the buttons we've already pressed, so it's just a pain in the ass. True to form.
Sold your Vita. Why would you do such a thing? That's only guaranteed to appreciate in value over time. The Vita is only getting better and better. Like
just ask Gio Corsi, the guy who PlayStation hired to be its ambassador for years. Which I imagine was just like, as far as corporate jobs in PlayStation is concerned, must have been the most thankless. I mean, it's a corporate job, so you would have earned a huge amount of dosh anyway, but yeah, he seemed to have a disproportionate amount of enthusiasm for it on stage, which suggested that he was like putting in more than he got out. You know.
There's other games, but Freedom Wars definitely needs to get ported.
Freedom Wars, okay. I can't say I know off the top of my head which that one is.
I've talked about it before. I'm just gonna have to.
I think I'm thinking of Sakura Wars, which occasionally comes across Google results. But yeah, it's obviously a different thing altogether. Yeah, please describe Freedom Wars. Sorry.
There's a game where you start off. It kind of plays like an Attack on Titan game, but way clunkier.
Right.
But the idea is that you start off and you have a million-year like sentence.
A million-year sentence. Okay.
Yeah, and as you go throughout the game, you have to fight like these robots to take years off your sentence and also get more freedom to do different things in the city and stuff like that.
Freedom Wars. I see.
It's really weird.
It's really weird. Okay. What other games on the system are you big into? Obviously, Jak II is in the mix. I know that's PSP 1, but
honestly, on the Vita, there isn't much else. The main thing that I've played on that is Persona. Therefore, actually, I put a lot of Final Fantasy games on there as well. So basically, just to play like ports of games is what I played it for mostly. I like Persona and Freedom Wars.
Fair enough. There is one more orb in this main little hub area that we've been jumping around for the last 5 or 10 minutes, and it's right up here. And there's 2 more after, but it's in the next room, which we're about to go to, because we've hit all 5 buttons at this point, and we've raised this little log platform sufficiently so we can proceed.
Just trying to find some footage of Freedom Wars to send you as well.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it.
Something that actually like is indicative of what the main gameplay is like. Because there's like a loop, like you're running around in the city and doing story stuff.
Yep. Okay, time for a bit of old-fashioned platforming.
Oh, my fave.
Yeah.
Other than driving around.
And it would have been nice if I got that right, but at least it gave me a checkpoint, huh? Oh my goodness, can you imagine if we had to do all that climbing around again?
Please,
pressing
please
buttons.
don't say these things.
Just asking you to imagine. No harm
You're
in
gonna
that.
jinx it, and then I'm gonna pull my hair out.
That's right. You were having very genuine hair-pulling reactions earlier. I did glimpse that as I was like stressing out, screaming quietly internally.
You did an FF10 playthrough on the Vita? Same.
Nice. So you played it on Vita, you played it on PS2, you played it on PC. And that was it, right? As far as ports.
PS4.
Oh, well, yeah, those two. Oh, you've done it on PS4 as well. Okay.
Yeah.
You got the platinum trophy?
Trophy? No.
What's required, do you know?
A lot. Like be a couple hundred hours. Yeah.
But like what specific, other than playtime?
Oh,
like
specifically?
What's specific tasks that you haven't done that it requires you to do?
You have to fill out the entire sphere grid for one.
Oh, okay. All right. Have you done that in any version?
No.
Okay.
Because you have to grind out a ridiculous amount of XP or go through this really complicated series of steps to get there. And also, like, tied into that, you have to do it to do it anyway, but the super boss.
Okay.
All the big objectives are all sort of tied together. Like, once you hit, like, the max level and you get all this good stuff, you can do all the other things, like with the super bosses and that sort of thing. What's the last super boss's name? I think it's, like, Penance or something like that. But basically, the way that you beat it is by being max level and unlocking everything. And then, like, just setting an upset and hitting, like, 9 times in a row. And like automatically reviving yourself after being hit and all this crazy stuff. Again,
Surely we did this in Jak I, hey? I think this happened in like the Lurker Island. This more or less. We were trying to like jump past cannons that were shooting spiky balls like this. So, you know, maybe like this is happening in the exact same location somehow. You know, you raised that theory when we first learned that it's the future.
I'm on it. Wait a minute. I think this time you should go get the thing. Looks dodgy up there. Don't hurt yourself, Jack. It's a curse, isn't it?
Good bit of comedy. Why not? Why not? We like to have fun.
I mean, sure. Yeah, the Vita was ahead of its time. I played a few of those indie games, like a little bit of Rogue Legacy, like because if you had PlayStation Plus, you'd also get free Vita games.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
mostly just like indie games, or mostly crap, but sometimes good stuff.
I mean, it would have done better for indie games than like the 3DS, for instance, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I get that. I get
way
that.
More way more powerful than the 3DS.
Yeah. That much. I do understand. Okay, that was the last orb, so we got them all. All right, so the only thing left is to just get the hell out of here, really. Because we got that seal piece that Onan and Co were talking about. I died, but that's okay. It's gonna respawn us somewhere convenient. Yeah. So like, if we try and approach the statue, it's like, we've already done it. It's fine. We just gotta leave.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank freaking God.
Okay.
Oh! Do you take full damage, or did you be tricky there?
You do take full damage by default, but yeah, I was tricky about it. You could say that. You could say I was SSX tricky about it. Did you ever play the SSX games?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I think it was, no, Bianca's talked about a snowboarding game. That was, oh, Bianca, if you're in the chat, you gotta tell me. It's like Wipeout or something. Some very painfully generic phrase that makes it really hard to Google.
Wipeout.
But she was talking about how, like, try hard and edgy, like, the slogans on the loading screens are.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it as well. I know what you're talking about.
Amped. Thank you, Bianca.
Amped.
Oh, even Reese knows it. Yeah, so... Oh, no, he doesn't know it. He's just impressed by the name.
There's a game called Steep. I think that looks cool, which is like a current gen game.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Snowboarding and skiing. That game actually looks pretty cool. Can't say I've played a lot of snowboarding games though.
Okay, just looking at the missions we got left. I reckon, just to be absolutely safe, we'll do the big race now. And then if we got time for other things, then great. But then we'll just simply call it for the night, and then meet up again 7 o'clock tomorrow night for a little bit more.
Gee, Amped looks incredibly edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
is
it realistic, kind of, or nah?
It's Tony Hawk.
Okay. Real life skateboarders.
I don't know, probably. But it looks exactly like a Tony Hawk game, except on a snowfield. So, just picture that aesthetic.
You want to play Amped on stream? Cool. What's the story mode like, Bianca? You gotta tell us. Do you have a villain? Do you have a
I'm
villain?
gonna get that Baron snowboard. I'm gonna beat him in a snowboard race.
And then I'm gonna kill him.
God.
I thought you said you were gonna kill him with the snowboard, but okay. Beat him in a race. You can market that to teenagers.
Every item, it's like Smurfs, everything is a snowboard.
What's Amped on?
The original one is an Xbox, I assume.
Sure. Oh, it's an Xbox exclusive?
I don't know about PS2. Oh yeah, it is an Xbox exclusive.
Wow.
Is that only on Xbox?
Is it? My next question. Backwards compatible on a 360?
Probably. So Amped 3 is on Xbox 360.
Okay. Well, we're talking about
It's
Amped. We're talking about what Bianca played back in the day.
I mean, it's a Microsoft game, so you got to assume that it's got backwards compatibility, right?
Well, yeah, but like it might have issues.
Really
or, like if you look up the Wikipedia list of games compatible on 360, I think you'll. It's really, that particular table is really good at like listing any like issues that are there. Like, oh, it hangs on loading screens for some reason. That sort of thing. It's nice and exhaustive. Someone's just put in all that work.
Don't worry, I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And for tomorrow night, I'll queue up. I'll have Initial D music handy for sections like this. I did think about like pulling together like my own little Grand Theft Auto type station with like music tracks that Twitch wouldn't scream at, with bits where I'm like Jak FM, and it's clearly just me.
Amped is absolutely backwards compatible. Apparently, Amped 2, apparently there's some flickering geometry during some levels. On occasion, a sound effect will play repeatedly.
Okay, flickering geometry, we can roll with that. Let me just adjust the lighting in my room.
But they don't work on Xbox One, unfortunately.
Yeah, see, that's why I was so glad to get the 360 off you, because it's like there's some stuff that hasn't made the leap. As good as Xbox is in general. Yeah. All right.
We destroyed Crew's cargo.
Great. I'll send you a medal. Now, if you don't mind, I'm on a deadline, so
Are you always
I'll
this
send you a medal.
Let me handle this, Jack. Listen, lady, we beat your stupid course, and we can outrace anybody in this city.
Wait, that voice.
Now, there's just two things you need to know. One,
Oh, that's the first time I've seen her.
want to join your stinking race team. And two,
Yes, you
just
do.
lost
She's
a date
hot.
With Orange Lightning. Let's go, Jack.
She's hot.
It is you!
Kira!
Oh, I never
Kira!
so glad to see your furry mug.
Couldn't have
And
fucking
Jack,
guessed.
You look different.
It's been a tough ride.
The Baron pumped our boy here full of dark eco, and it did something to him. Now he's got super moves or something. And a few anger issues as well.
I've been looking for you guys forever. And planning a way to get us back home.
Ah, here's the thing that we tried to look at earlier, but we couldn't.
The time displacement, and
We
I
found
think
your
I've got
father. Well, sort of.
Working with the underground, fighting the Baron. But he's,
What?
You need to go see him. And I need to get to the Baron.
You could try to win the Class 1 racing championship. The winner of that big race always gets to meet the Baron in the palace.
Thanks for recapping that.
But you have to qualify by winning the lower class races.
Oh my
There's a
god.
Class 3 race starting soon. You can drive for my team. But Jack, we should think about getting out of here. I don't like this place. And some of the people are creepy.
Jack,
Haven't I been here for like 2 years?
Yeah.
I don't like this place.
Special client has requested it.
Yeah, it's rubbing me the wrong way.
Crew?
You see, change.
Yeah.
I must have forgotten.
Right.
Could a crew to show up to just wrap up that thread.
Attention all citizens. The Class 3 race is about to begin.
Yes, it is.
Oh hell yeah, dog.
Yes, it is.
Are the races all one after the other, or?
No, they're scattered throughout the campaign, so.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but eventually, like, you unlock a little side mission screen that lets you choose whatever race you want, and do it to try and get a a best time, and then get more orbs that way.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
This reminds me of Alita Battle Angel.
We've discussed that, haven't we? Yeah. Oh yeah, there is a. I haven't seen it, but there is a sequence in that where she does a race, right?
I think she's doing like a deadly roller derby sort of thing.
Oh
from
yeah.
memory. Yeah.
Well, this
I
one we're
remember
doing
one from
like
that movie.
this is a sweep race. It's an extreme sweep race.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's go.
It's a me.
Jackie-O.
This is the precursor to, I mean, no pun intended, the precursor to Jak X Racing or whatever it's called.
I mean, kind of.
What's it called? Jak X?
Combat Racing. Yes, that's the name they went with.
Jak X Combat Racing.
Yeah.
I mean, surely...
Oh wait, are you Googling it right now?
Googling what?
Are you Googling Jak X right now? Because,
No.
Okay, good. I would recommend that you don't. Like, I don't think you'll encounter any spoilers, but let's just play it safe.
Yeah, of course.
Because it does have a full-on story mode.
Oh,
And-
good.
Yeah, and it does, like, the premise of it does rely on you having played Jak II already and not be surprised by certain things.
Yeah. I remember renting Ratchet Gladiator and really liking it.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what the gimmick of it was.
Neither. Like, the fact that Clank wasn't there anymore is a very Jak II move, isn't it?
Yeah, but it wasn't a permanent fixture.
No. Oh!
Hold on, Dax.
See what happened.
That's going good. You're going good. You're going good.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll get this. It's probably better, though, that we started as soon as we did. Because it's easy to fuck it up and just die instantly.
I'm watching it too now.
Hold on, Dax.
Arena fights?
Oh my goodness. Arena fights, okay. But it's like, I don't know, there were arena fights in the other Ratchet games as well, that's the thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
I
really
do wonder
remember.
what separates it.
I only ever played Ratchet and Clank 1.
The
I think I
sequels
played them.
are rather good.
Yeah.
As in the
I think it's
PS2
because-
sequels.
Yeah, I think it's because there were so many sequels and they weren't numbered, and I didn't know which one came next. And I was like, well,
Yeah,
I'm
fair.
too confused now.
Yeah.
It's too late. And also, I'm a kid and I can't just afford to buy all these Ratchet and Clank sequels on PS2.
Did you say what the fuck just happened there? Someone jumped.
Yeah.
Someone took the shortcut I did and then just rammed into me. Also, that's
and
me on the.
And now it's done.
And that's me still in my bike, which
Yeah,
exploded, but I'm just sitting in it. Just sitting in it. I'm never gonna kill Barrett Praxis. Boo-hoo.
Q-Force. Is that like a I remember the cover of that. What's that dude's name? Quasar or something?
Quark.
Quark, that's it.
Can't believe they made a whole game out of Quark.
Quark spin-off game.
That's amazing. I was not aware of that.
Quark, Death Race.
Quark is like a shit Zap Brannigan. I'm not a fan. And yet they fixate on him so much. I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't find that because like he is a classic character. I don't know what you would call that classic character, but it's just that like to a T.
And he never takes his costume off. It's I don't know. He weeds me out. Yeah, but classic character, okay, like that Mr. Incredible kind of blowhard.
Like that archetype, yeah.
Yeah, doing the boys before the boys, taking the piss out of these superheroes.
Yeah.
You know? That's what it was, I guess. Yeah. He's no Dr. Nefarious, he was actually a delight. He was also voiced by the Ferengi from Deep Space Nine. Surely, Reese, you can name him for me. I don't know why I think you're a Trekkie, but I've had to do a lot of Star Trek Deep Space. I have to watch it for work.
Alright.
My work involves a lot of like pay TV programming.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've always wanted to get into Star Trek.
Honestly, like here's the thing that really got me was Next Generation, like the series with Patrick Stewart in it.
That's what I want to watch.
Yeah, because early seasons of that... Okay, you never seen Star Trek, fair enough. Early seasons of that, like, Gene Roddenberry was still around, the guy who made the original. And he specifically made it so, like, the conflicts that happen in a given episode weren't between characters. Like, it was always a given that they were going to do their job and cooperate and do it well, and so they found drama in other ways. And it's like...
We'd stick to the, what's it called, the Prime Directive or whatever? Is that, I keep saying or whatever at the end, and it sounds very dismissive. I don't mean to be.
No.
Is that what it's called, the Prime Directive?
Yeah,
I know
you're accounting for the fact that you might have had the phrasing right. I get it. And yeah, it's called that, the Prime Directive. Yeah, I think that's it. It's adhering to like the rules of the world and just trying to present something innovative, you know?
The only Star Trek thing I've watched is the second J.J. Abrams movie with.
Oh, okay. It's not a good
Benedict Cumberbatch.
When is this city
I mean, I enjoyed
gonna
watching
find
it.
some challenge, huh?
I watched it on the first day
Hey,
as well.
I watched your race today. You were pretty amazing out there.
Oh, thanks.
Oh my god, both girls are here.
This is Ashlyn. She's just...
Everyone knows who
She's my
she
new
is.
squeeze. Oh, they have to be jealous because they're two
Friend.
girls.
A very good friend.
See?
Thanks for helping out with that.
All women are like this.
Did you hear Daxter in the background just now?
No.
He went, "Meow."
Ever since I was a little girl,
Because
I looked down at the city
girls.
streets
I was being
with my
ironic, by the way.
ridiculous
I was being ironic.
powers and imagined a better place.
It's a trope that whenever there's two female characters in
By
a
the
story,
way,
they have to
they're hunting
instantly
for
hate
you.
each other.
I'd watch out for
It's a
arrows. I
very
can't
toxic
protect you from
trope.
them.
Taya
The
and
Taya
Ryan.
my Velta method.
She
Yeah,
likes
exactly.
you, Jack. Not that I can account for her tastes. I bet you'd love to pin some medals on her chest, huh? What? What'd I say? What did you say, Jack?
Just a laugh right at that one. That particular cutscene. I think it is called like Catfight in the scene player. I think it's called something like that.
I hate that.
I hate it too. There's
only
one body type for
type.
lady characters in this series. Yes, there is.
It's called hips.
Hmm.
That's what I call that body type. Yeah, totally right there, yeah. Oh, that's right. It's like in WWE when they brought about their women's revolution, where they were like, "Hey, did you know that men and women are the same?" There was like a week after they started rolling that out, the commentator was like, "Oh, see, women just always naturally hate each other." It's like, oh, dude, you can't say shit like that. We just started this.
Who was this again?
This is a commentator.
Okay.
That commentator is actually like a nice guy. He just was obviously not thinking.
I watched a gaming doco on a plane once, originally in French but dubbed over, and one of the guys they talked to is just like, yeah, online, yeah, these smartphone games, they took off with women most in particular, especially because they're just more competitive. What the fuck? Like,
that must be why.
Yeah, like, and at first they said like, he didn't elaborate on that point at first. This particular developer they talked to. And then it was just like, it's only natural that it took off with women more especially. And then he didn't elaborate, and they moved on to some other topic. And I'm sitting there in my plane seat just being like, what the... Can you go back to him, please? Can you let him explain that absolute bullshit he just said? And then, like then he did, and it's just like, okay. Doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's like the David Lynch thing, like, elaborate, please.
No.
No.
Alright, I am going to do one more mission. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I don't imagine it's going to take more than 15 minutes, which is what we've got left.
The Baron's coming down pretty hard. Whatever you've been doing, you've really upset him.
I'm just getting started.
He's brought in new
That's
Crimson
trailer
Guard
line.
Hellcat cruisers,
I'm just getting
making the
started.
stretch dangerous for the underground. We've already
It
lost
felt like a
5
trailer
men
line.
this week.
Your men should be able to take care of themselves. But I wouldn't mind taking out a few cruisers if that's what you're getting at.
Never part of a bigger cause, eh, Jack?
Hold down some cruisers,
Take your help
fucking
any way I
shit.
can get it. Bring down all 5 Hellcat cruisers. That should send the Baron a message.
Bianca, if you're wondering who the quest giver is, that's Torn. We met him very early on in like the first session of this. He's maybe not the leader of the Resistance, but he's like a higher ranking guy. At first he didn't like us very much, and he gave us shitty missions, but he's coming around. He's coming around. For sure.
Even though we've been working together, we keep hanging shit on each other, apparently.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if the game were better written, that'd be kind of an endearing dynamic, if anything. But anyway, time to shoot down some tanks, if you can call them that. They're called Hellcat cruisers. And boy, I botched this first one. It's running away.
I was gonna say something about toxic masculinity. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know, something about that you saying that. Like, just in those words. I don't know. Okay.
You gotta do some commentary every now and then.
Okay. This thing you mentioned with the WWE wrestlers, what year is this? I always like placing a time period on when you tell me these things.
2016, I think.
Oh my God, I thought you were gonna say like 2005 or something.
Oh no. No. Yeah, so what happened was there was like a match at some big event, and it was like 6 women involved.
Okay.
And they had like 30 seconds for the entire match, and everyone was like, for some reason that match in particular just cracked everyone and set everyone off, and was like, women really need to be featured, like deserve way more than 30 seconds of their time.
Okay. Oh, I seen like the online discourse kind of came around and asked for better.
Oh,
for them to do
that's
better, yeah.
like WWE is really quick to jump onto things usually. Not women, they took them a long time, but women in sport, like equal representation of women in sport, generally is hasn't been good. Still isn't good.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah.
But in saying that, a lot of what WWE does, if they do something for socially positive, it's because they're influenced by it.
Right.
Others, not by wanting to do it themselves.
It's what it feels like every time a major corporation does a move like that. It's just they've decided it's good for their brand, and a good brand means more money. You know?
Oh, we don't have time to get into WWE if that's what we're talking about.
Oh well,
we need a maybe 10-hour stream for that.
Okay.
They just won an award for Corporation of the Year from some sort of organization.
Oh no, what?
And it's like, you fired 300 people in the middle of a global pandemic and reported record profits. And you won Corporation of the Year. Excellent.
That's a worry.
Oh yeah, they were also hiding their profits, so they didn't look as bad when they fired a bunch of people.
They were hiding their profits?
Yes.
Oh. Well, capitalism. I don't know. Like, sorry, it's not an especially trenchant analysis, but it's like, oh my god.
The thing is, I don't think Vince cares about, or just cares about the money. Okay. I really don't think it's that. Even as I'm sure it is for other people. For Vince specifically, I think Vince has been around the block enough where it's not about money for him. I don't know what it is for him, what he's getting at, but anyway. How's Jack going?
Jack has got to do all of that all over again, I'm pretty sure. Yep.
I can keep talking about wrestling, then.
Oh, please do. Please do. We've still got time on the clock, so that's good.
Moving to next sector.
Alright, you know what? We're going to steal a Crimson Guard ship that's got guns ready to go. That's what we're doing. Yeah, how else is the WWE awful?
We don't have time.
Okay, alright.
I mean, which murder case do you want to start with? Like,
I am.
It's that level.
I am a babe in the woods, you understand? So like, this is all new to me. So wow. Okay.
There's a really good series of documentaries called Dark Side of the Ring.
Okay.
I think the whole thing is on SBS On Demand, which is awesome. So you can watch it for free in Australia.
Yep.
Just lots of stories about wrestling's underbelly. I haven't watched all the episodes. I watched the Chris Benoit episode, which is probably the most infamous wrestling incident. Are you aware?
No.
I don't know more. Actually, I'm not going to get into it on this stream.
Okay.
I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
It is extremely heavy. But, this is the Vice thing. That's right. The Vice series. Vice made the Dark Side of the Ring series.
Yeah, right. Cool.
The Owen Hart one is also really interesting. The way he died was he was in an arena. He was supposed to come down from the rafters on this wire.
Yep.
And the hook that he had was like incredibly unsafe. It was not a hook for like helping people grapple down. It was like some fishing thing. Anyway, he fell from the top of this massive arena all the way to his death, like really far. And it was a really, really awful incident all around.
What year
very
is
interesting documentary. 98?
Okay.
97 or 98 was Owen, I think. But yeah, quite a few murder stories in the old WWE, which is always fun.
Yeah.
It's such a world.
For some reason, it didn't occur to me that we were talking specifically about murders that happened mid-match.
That's the only one. That's the only one.
Oh, okay. So the rest is kind of like an O.J. Simpson affair of just like a big celebrity who kind of went down the deep end.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I mean, professional wrestling started off as like a carny thing, and it never really let that side of like it never let the business side of carnyism go. So as a result, in the early days, there were a lot of underworld dealings. Not so much these days, just bad corporate practices these days. Like you mentioned the John Oliver segment where talking about like the way they came across was like this was an expose, but this has been known for a long time.
Yeah, I get that impression with
all
John Oliver stuff. It's just like summarizing the work other people have done. Which, I mean, I see the appeal. Like, I'm not knocking it for that specifically. But...
It's still a really good segment, but his segment was specifically about how WWE hires wrestlers as independent contractors.
Okay.
That means that... and so they can't unionize. It also means that here's the thing, they don't get paid for medical expenses, for any of their medical expenses. And when you're a wrestler, they obviously mount up. and they pay for travel as well. They have to pay and organize their own travel. That being said, WWE pays every wrestler, even small-time wrestlers, out the nose, so you can easily afford your own travel and medical expenses anyway. But it's still not good. That I feel like that it does bear mentioning that even if you are on like the lower end of things in wrestling, lower on the card, you still get paid quite an exorbitant amount. Where you could definitely cover for your own medical expenses pretty much no matter what injury you got.
Sure, and does the fact that like they are like relatively speaking quite cushy in terms of just how they are in life, is that kind of something that deters their ability to get the rights that they're actually entitled to, regardless of how well paying the profession is?
They're quite what? Sorry?
Like just the fact that they are well paid, period, compared to like most jobs in the world. Does that kind of like take the edge out of them demanding like, hey, we should actually be like properly compensated?
It takes the edge off. Yeah. I'm not justifying it, but I do think it bears mentioning because it's not mentioned in general of this segment.
Sure. I'm trying to like basically I've done the last mission that I want to. And I'm just trying to end it in like looking at a nice vista or something. I think I just want this guy to kill me. This is what I wanted to have happen. Then it'll respawn me in a nice spot. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Because I've done the mission. It's not going to kick me to the start of that.
Citizens of this great city.
As pointing out, a lot of the time wrestlers burn through their money in the heyday, and then by the time they don't save enough money to face medical bills later on in life.
Have you ever heard of Grunt the Wrestling movie?
No.
Grunt ! The Wrestling movie. Came out in the 80s. It's a mockumentary kickstarted by a match in which a guy called Mad Dog Joe DeCurso beheads his opponent by tangling him up in ropes and then doing like a, I don't know where he slams into him. I don't know wrestling. And then like he goes into hiding and everyone's like, where's Mad Dog gone? What happened to Mad Dog Joe DeCurso? Where did he go? And then like several years later, a new wrestler called The Mask appears. No relation to the actual mask, the canon mask. And a documentary filmmaker is like, is he Mad Dog Joe DeCurso? I'm gonna go ask all these old mates about it. And it's like a really occasionally probo, mostly just absurd mockumentary that's like a piss take of 80s wrestling made in the 80s, so it's like it was current.
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, I would look it up. At least look at the trailer, see if it's your vibe.
This is very early. So this came out in '85. Hulk Hogan, like the Hulkamania thing. So where the boom of wrestling first started, and it only happened a year prior. So this came out very quick. Very quick.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, hopefully it's a lighter take on murder in wrestling.
No, people didn't know about the murder then.
Okay.
The steroids hadn't come out then.
Oh, true. So as far as they knew, it was just an accident.
Oh, there's also Vince McMahon getting away with giving wrestlers steroids. That's a thing.
Wow. Okay. You wouldn't think like they especially needed it, but okay. All right.
Back in the day, if you could get away with it, they would do it. No, they could get away with it until they couldn't.
Fair enough. Okay, I'm just making some final tweaks because we, of course, are coming back tomorrow night. We're going to carry on with the missions. This thing that they mentioned, there's a tomb that they want to open, and then they embark on something called the Test of Manhood to like determine the true heir to the throne in Haven City. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll see more about that. Maybe.
I'm interested to see what it is.
Yeah, I would be as well. In fact, it may well be one of my favorite missions in the game. I don't know. Maybe. No, I'm pretty confident we're going to get to that tomorrow night. And as I said, we're not going to bother with side missions. We're just going to try and like barrel through it. Like I've been enjoying this, but like I really want to kind of get to the meat of the story. Because there were quite a few missions tonight even that felt a bit fillery, you know? Like Just and obviously served to stress me out a little bit more.
How many quests did we get through?
How many quests? I want to say like 6, something like that. Something good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, there'll be more to come tomorrow night. Pretty much said all I want to. And yeah, I'm playing Medieval on Sunday. That's it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a good game. Anything that you want to say before we sign off?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, let me turn off our mics.